Okay, welcome back. The objective of this video is to start some actual programming using Makeblock app on the iPad, the Android there. Where we're going to start off is where we left off in the last video, and that is basically we made a custom little applet there where we could read the distance sensor, the light sensor, and control the LEDs. So we're going to start off with that because we need to know the light values before we can program. So we're just going to turn it on so we can the distance sensor's working, light sensor's reading about 60 or so, but then on the black it's about 1. Now that's all right, but it's not a very big variation. So what I need to do is I need to change the frequency and perhaps the intensity of the light coming out of the LED for the light sensor that's pointing down. So how do we do that? Well, we jump into design there instead of play, and then we hit the sensor LED. We made this in the previous video. Go into the code that we put in there. Now, I've just got red coming on full, so I've just got red 100%. So what I'm going to do is make it white light, and I'm going to make it white light by making it red, green, blue 255, which is 100% everything. And so that is changing the frequency. You're having red frequency, blue frequency, and green frequency, which makes white. But then in addition to that, you've actually got 3 times as many photons. Yes, they're slightly different frequencies, but you've got 3 times as much light as well. And that's what we want, because we want a much bigger light value. We want something around 400, 500 when it's on white. Because we want a big difference between white and black. It's just going to make programming a lot easier and make the robot a lot more reliable. Sorry, it's not going to make the programming easier. Great, so let's go back to that now, and let's get this playing. Let's turn the LEDs on. So now you'll see that the light being illuminated down there underneath the light sensor is now white in colour, not red. That's much brighter. And you'll also see the light sensor value is now bouncing around a bit, but it's clearly, you know, high 400s to 600s on the white. And so now let's move it across onto the black there, and it's jumped right down to under 50. So that's more like what we want. Okay, so now I know for my robot, for the reflective surfaces that I had right here, I know how much light, the light intensity, I know what frequency, what mixture of red, green and blue is working, and I know what values to expect over black and over white. You need to know that before you start programming. Okay, if you don't, then you don't know what values to put in, and it's not automatic. This is the whole point of doing this type of programming. It's not automatic for you. Okay, great. So what are we going to do with that? Well, we're going to get the robot to play basic SUMO. It's the SUMO, in the middle of the SUMO track is white, and then the outside ring is black. So what we're going to get it to do is drive forward when it's on white, and then when it gets to the black, we're going to get it to back up. Okay? And we know what values, we're going to keep those values there. So what we're going to do now is make another program. We're going to make another program so that it's only running one program, because I don't want it to be too slow. Okay, so I'm going to go into design, and I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to create a new project, and I'm going to custom, and I'm going to make a switch so that I can start the whole program, and I'm going to touch that, and I'm going to call that, I'm just going to call that start. Alright, that's it. So that's going to start my code segment. Now I'm going to change the code that's in there. So what I want to do is, well, if I want the robot to drive forward when it's on the white, go backwards when it's on the black, then I want it to read the light sensor, I want it to turn the LED for the light sensor on, and I want it to move, and I want to throw that in the loop. So what I'm going to do is read the light sensor first, and so that would be detect and read lightness. Well, it's just Chinese, that just means read light sensor. So it's port forward, you need to select, and for control I want a if do, so that's the same as if then. So let's have a look back in control again. I want an if do else, I'm sorry, so that's the same as if then else. So I want an if do. So I also need a logic operator, so I'm going to go to into the math there, and I need to grab a logic operator, and this is the logic operator. So if I want to ask the question, is the robot over the black, then that would be, am I less than halfway between the black and white value? Black and white value, the black value from before, remember last that we discovered was about 50, and then when it was on the white table with white illumination, it was about 450. So half of that, average of that is about 250. So black is less than 250, so I select less than. I pop that in the top of that, read the light sensor on port 4, and then I need to put a number in. So I go back to math and just get the integer block and throw that, and I want 250. Okay, so that's asking the question. Read the light sensor on port 4 and see if it's less than 250. If it is, that means it's on the black, so you want to back up and turn a bit. Well, let's just make it black up because I'm on a little small surface here. So you want to go to move and grab that one and just make it go back, and let's make it about 200. Okay, something like that. Now you want it to do that for say 1 second. So let's go to control and just start with 1 second and then change it. So let's go back to move, and now, okay, so we want to put that in a forever loop. Hit forever. Okay, so when you've got the switch on, that code will run. When you go and turn the switch off, it'll just do nothing because we've got no code attached to it. So we can attach 2 different codes to the state of that switch if we wish. Okay, so let's check the code. So repeat forever, read the light sensor on port 4. If it's less than 250, then go backwards at speed 196 for 1 second. Otherwise, go forward at speed 193. Great, yep, that looks like it should work. So 2 ways to start it. We can either go down here, bottom right hand corner, and change the icon there to on. Oop. Okay. Oh, now, why is it going backwards? So it thinks that it's seeing black. Why would it be doing that? It would be, why is the value less than 250? Because I didn't turn the LED on. So of course the value is less than 250. What I need to do is go and turn the LED on. How do I stop the robot moving? Well, it's probably best to go to move and then get stop moving, and then just attach that to do that when it's off. Off. No. So we want to drag that. We only want to do that once. So let's just put that in there. And we don't want to turn all the LEDs on. Just number 1, that's the LED underneath. And we want it on white, remember. So 255. 255 for red, green, and blue. Okay. And let's just leave it like that. So if we start that now. Okay, so let's play and go to on, and the LED is not coming on. Why is that? Let's go back to design, check it, and because I didn't set the port. Okay, I've left it on port 1 and slot 1. Now the LED is not on port 1. The matrix screen is on port 1. So the LED is on port 4 slot 1. The light sensor is actually port 4 slot 2, but if you just tell it to be port 4, it works. So that's why the LED wasn't coming on, because I told it the wrong port. So let's check that now. So let's go on, and the LED comes on, which it should do. Okay, so now that code is running. So if I turn it, it should go forward. Sit. Good. Good. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll turn that off. So it was going back when it was on there. There's a bit of a delay. There will be delay because of the Bluetooth. You need to appreciate that. So let's